Hey gorgeous souls, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today's video is very exciting because it is a mid-year check-in, a mid-year manifestation review. So what I'm going to be going through today with you is I've pulled an oracle card for us. So I'm going to be talking through the themes of the next 6 months, what the oracle cards are sharing, and also some journaling prompts and practices that you can do to check in with your manifestations, check in with yourself, and use the summer solstice energy that's around us right now to cultivate an amazing mid-year practice which is going to help you refocus, realign, and reset moving forwards for the next 6 months. So if you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Emma Mumford. I'm an award-winning life coach and mentor, law of attraction YouTuber, 2 times best-selling law of attraction author, and I'm also the host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes, Spiritual Queen's Badass Podcast. So here on my channel, I cover all things manifestation, law of attraction, self-help, and spirituality. So I really hope you're going to enjoy this video and all of the videos here on my channel over the last 8 years. So why are mid-year reviews important then? I feel they're so important because it's such a pivotal time in the year. Not only is June 6 months halfway through the year, sort of like on a calendar perspective, but we also have the summer solstice. So if you haven't watched my How to Manifest with the Summer Solstice video yet, it is a couple of videos back. I highly recommend checking that out to explain this a little bit more in depth because I want to focus on our mid-year review today. So the summer solstice was on the 21st of June. So this is the lightest part of, or the lightest day of the year, should I say, and where it's a real time of that masculine manifestation energy, or that yang energy of focusing on joy, celebration, light, the sun, and really celebrating our manifestations that have come in throughout this year already, and resetting and realigning to focus on the next 6 months as we head towards winter solstice. So do go watch that video if you want a little bit more of an in-depth description and practices for that. But why I think this ties in so nicely with the mid-year review is because it really is that time of celebration. And I think as humans, we find it really hard to just stop, just celebrate, and just be like, do you know what? I'm going to celebrate myself. I'm going to celebrate all the abundance, miracles, and joy that's come into my life this year so far. So a mid-year check-in is great because not only does it help you to really have awareness over how you're feeling, where you're at the moment, where you want to go, but it also brings a lot of really useful things to the light. I always find that my mid-year review really helps me to reset and realign and pivot if necessary, and also celebrate how far I've come. So really a mid-year review is all about celebration. Absolutely. It's all about celebrating all the things that we have achieved so far in the first 6 months of the year. But it's also about looking at the next 6 months and saying, okay, what action needs to happen? What do I need to do to make the next 6 months of the year as abundant or even more abundant than the first part of the year? So I pulled an oracle card for us from Rebecca Campbell's The Rose Oracle deck. I love this deck and I really felt called to pulling a card from this today for our mid-year review. So obviously whenever you're watching this, even if you're watching this in July, August, September, like this is still absolutely a practice you can do. It doesn't just have to be done in June. Of course it helps, but don't feel pressured that you have to do it at the beginning of June, by the end of June when this video comes out. Like, you know, it's just a case of having the energies here, so use this energy. And if not, like even if you're in September, this is still a really amazing thing to do, to have awareness and to still see changes and see shifts with your manifestations. So the oracle card that I have pulled is the sun, and it's a beautiful, beautiful image. Not only does it symbolize the sun, which obviously massively symbolizes the summer solstice, but the sun is also a great card in tarot, and it's also a great card for that masculine manifestation energy. So to be honest, then I asked, like, what's the theme for all of us over the next 6 months? Like for anybody watching the video, like what is our theme over the next 6 6 months, what should we be focusing on right now? And I got this. So joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, play. This absolutely makes so much sense to me in my own life. So I hope that it resonates and makes sense for you as well. So really, like, we need to be focusing on joy. We need to be focusing on enjoying life, which is so, so important. I really feel like summer is a naturally more playful energy anyway, where we want to have more fun. We want to go do more things. We want to be more adventurous. We want to like make loads of memories and do loads of stuff outside because it's nice weather. And I think this absolutely comes into this as well, of like, remember to have fun, remember to play, remember to focus on that enjoyment, because that is what manifests our desires. Joy is the ultimate creator. So if I was to say, what card do I think would be a good card for us to get? This is it. So we got the best card basically, which is so great for manifestation with that masculine energy. The sun is fantastic energy for the summer solstice, and obviously this time of year as we're celebrating this mid-year review, success. So we're going to be celebrating. So again, this is like the perfect summer solstice card of like celebrating our successes so far, pivoting and highlighting all the amazing things that we've done throughout the year, and play most importantly. So focusing on that play, that fun, and remembering to play as well, remembering to have fun, which is great inner child work. But also, you know, we can get to this point in the year and think, God, like I've just been like, especially for me, I like, God, I've just been working so hard. I want to play, I want to rest, I want to have some time off. So whatever you choose to do on this mid-year review, incorporate that energy of that playfulness, that enjoyment, because this is what the energy and theme is for all of us moving forwards over these 6 months. But I want to focus on that summer period specifically with that, because as we go into the outer autumn and winter seasons, that energy will change as well. So for now, we want to focus on that. So a great thing to do with your mid-year review is to really reflect first of all. So I want you first of all, now we've got our oracle card and our theme, to write a list of all the celebrations this year so far. So think up until now about all the things you've manifested, all the things you're really proud of, all the things that you want to celebrate about yourself, about things that have happened, or your manifestations, whatever. I want you to write a list down of all the things that you can celebrate and give gratitude to. So whether you want to do it as a gratitude exercise or you just want to write it as like a celebration list, whatever feels good to you, go with that. But I want you to really express your gratitude and really just take time to think about all the amazing things that have happened, because as we go throughout the year, these things will happen and we're like, yay, amazing, love this, but then we soon forget about it. So actually spending intentional time now, focusing on, okay, what are all the amazing things that have happened? Like, I can give thanks for these. You will see that list is probably very long and you'll think, wow, okay, this really has been a good year so far. Or maybe you're like, wow, I have actually manifested more than I thought I had, or whatever it is, you'll probably be pleasantly surprised how much you can put on that list. Even if you're feeling like this year maybe hasn't been the best year yet so far, you can really change that around with this exercise of gratitude and just reflection, because before we go into the deep part of the mid-year review, we really need to feel that gratitude and have acceptance and awareness and appreciation of where we are currently. So it's a great exercise to do, to really just remind ourselves of how much joy and abundance has happened to be able to go into our next little step. So once you've done your celebration or gratitude list for everything that you wish to celebrate over the last 6 months, you can keep this. I don't think you need to burn it or destroy it. If you want to, please do. But I think it's quite nice to keep these and then add to it at the end of the year. And next, I want you to do some journaling exercises. So I'm going to write down all of these journaling prompts in the description below. But journaling is a fantastic exercise that I love to do because it can really give us so many fantastic answers that maybe we wouldn't consciously just be able to pluck up. And sometimes we need someone to ask us those questions of, okay, I didn't think of it like that, or, oh God, now you've asked me that, and that makes total sense. So have a look at the journaling prompts in the description, and I'm going to read them out as well now from my blog post that I've done from my mid-year review, which is on my website, because I think these are fantastic questions to ask yourself and to really work with on your mid-year review. So your first question is, are my yearly goals in alignment with me here and now? This is a fantastic question because it's a great opportunity to revisit any vision boards, revisit any goals lists, revisit anything that you did at the beginning of the year to set your 2022 goals or whatever year you're watching this video in. So it's a great pivotal point to think, okay, now that I'm 6 months through the year, how is that goal feeling to me now? Does it still feel good? Does it feel like a hell yes? Or does it feel like, I'm not sure that does feel quite like what I want to work towards, or I'm not sure that is feeling good anymore. There is nothing wrong if you have reached that point of wanting to pivot or wanting to change your manifestation. This is why we do these mid-year reviews. So use this as an opportunity to get honest with yourself and pivot and tweak if necessary. If you're feeling like one of your desires doesn't feel too good anymore, change it. There's nothing wrong with changing. Whether you want to write a whole new list and keep some of your desires from January and burn the old list with anything that you don't want on there anymore, feel free to do that. If not, then you can just cross it out and write a new goal on there, whatever feels good to you. But it's really important that you do cancel it out and obviously set the new intention with it. If it's a vision board, then it might be a little bit more difficult to do so, especially if you've got a whole vision board with pictures and everything on. I'm not against leaving stuff. I have left stuff on my vision board as long as I consciously know that that's not what I want to manifest anymore. But I think really trust your intuition with this. If you feel, because with the summer solstice, it can feel very much an energy of like, oh, I want to declutter, I want to clear out, I want to reset. If you're feeling that energy, then listen to that. Maybe it's time to redo your vision board. Maybe it's you can cut it out or stick over it or whatever, like whatever you feel called to do with that. Trust that. There is no right or wrong with it as long as you consciously know that you are resetting that manifestation or changing it slightly or getting more specific, whatever it may be. Your next prompt is, what have I learned throughout the year so far? I love this question because again, it's a great pivotal moment where we can really get great insight into what we've experienced so far in the year and what we've grown and learned throughout the year so far. So I love this question. Number 3 is, what have I manifested this year? So you may have already done this in your celebration list, so don't feel like you have to write it all again if you have, but if you didn't focus just on manifestations, then this is a great journaling prompt again for appreciation, for gratitude, and having awareness of how abundant you truly are. Number 4 is, what do I need to let go of? A great question which we always need to ask ourselves. So moving forwards over the next 6 months, what can you let go of? What is it you need to let go of? Maybe it's your attachment to your manifestation. Maybe it's the way you saw things in January for that desire. Maybe it's shifted and changed and evolved since then. So that's something that you can let go of. Maybe that past vision for your manifestation or feelings, emotions, it could be absolutely anything at all. Trust what comes up with this prompt. Number 5 is, what would I like to experience or manifest for the remainder of the year? So this is a great prompt that you can now work with now that we've expressed our gratitude, we're feeling into that, we're feeling into what we've loved so far throughout the year, maybe what we haven't loved so far throughout the year. So again, this is a great time to then think about, okay, now I have that knowledge and awareness, what do I want to cultivate moving forward? So what would feel good to me? What would I really love to feel? What would I really love to experience? What would I really love to manifest by the time we hit winter solstice, by the time we hit December? So have a good think about that and be really clear and specific as well. Number 6, what am I grateful for? Again, you may have done this in your celebration list, but again, there is no harm in expressing more gratitude. Gratitude is always the best attitude. Number 7 is, where was I 6 months ago and where am I now? A great question, and I loved this question when I wrote it down because it was such a pivotal aha moment for me where I was like, wow, I'm actually way more forward than I thought I was. So think back to January and where you were and the situations you were in and how you were feeling, and think about what you wanted to cultivate this year. So where were you 6 months ago and where are you now? Because I guarantee you have moved forward, you've grown, you've evolved, you're evolving. Maybe you've been seeking clarity and you're further along that journey now. So we're always moving forwards. We're never moving backwards. So we're always moving forward. And I think it's a great question to ask ourselves, to think, wow, okay, I really have come further than I thought I had. So I hope that you have equally as a big as epiphany with this as I did. Number 8 is, does my life feel in alignment? A great question, because at the end of the day, if we don't feel in alignment, then we're not going to manifest our desires. So how do you feel within yourself? Do you feel in alignment with yourself? And does your life as a whole feel in alignment? What areas maybe don't feel so good? A great question to ask yourself, because then you can really start to identify where you may want to manifest better thought feeling, maybe where you want to manifest some things happening in your life if that's felt a bit stagnant or that's felt a little bit stuck. So again, this just really highlights where we're feeling good and where maybe we need to shine some light and give that area a little bit more TLC. Number 9 is, what can I do to celebrate my life right now? A fantastic question and something we should always ask ourselves. So how can you celebrate your life right now? And the summer solstice, this mid-year review, is all about celebration, of course, but I want you to take an action with this of how you can take action to celebrate the last 6 months of your life so far, maybe your whole life, but we'll focus specifically on the last 6 months. So do action this, whatever you put down as your response. Number 10 is, what is my word or mantra for the rest of the year? So you may have set a word or mantra or affirmation. I always encourage this in my manifestation membership and in my work. So you may have set a word or mantra for 2022 or the year ahead. So you can still absolutely keep that word if you feel like you're already embodying it and you feel like, yes, this feels like the total right word for me, keep it as is. Just a reminder of if you maybe want to change it. I know a lot of my followers have changed their word recently. Maybe you're like, actually, I feel like I've nailed that word so much already that I want to maybe invite another word in for the last 6 months of the year. So trust your intuition on this, trust what feels good. If you did set a word for the year, can you still remember it? And do you feel like you've been embodying it? And if you didn't, then this is a great opportunity to set a theme or focus with a mantra or word for the rest of the year. Number 11 is, where would you like to be by winter solstice? A great question. So that's in December. So where would you like to be by December? What would you like to have achieved and what would you like to be feeling? And number 13, last but certainly not least, is what action can you take over the coming months? So now we've reflected, now we've gone through these journaling prompts, now we've written our celebration list, now we're having this amazing mid-year review. What action do you need to take over the coming months to implement all the amazing aha moments that you've had with this mid-year review? It's really important that we take action, and it's really important that we, walk our talk and say, okay, now I have this awareness, now I have this acceptance, now I have this appreciation and gratitude list, and I have these steps to move forward with, and I know how I want to cultivate the next 6 months. I know what I want to experience and I know what I want to manifest. What action do you need to take to start to make that come into fruition? So I really hope that this mid-year review has been helpful. I really hope that it has given you some really great practices that you can do to have fun, have some enjoyment and playful energy with this, because I find mid-year reviews really fun and I think they should be a time of celebration. I feel like, and I've brought this up in my life before and people are like, oh God, Emma, but we have performance reviews at work. I don't want a performance review. And it's not a performance review at all. It's not like we're saying, right, have you been good? What do we need to do better? Come on, chop chop. We need to step up and be better. I never want anybody to see a mid-year review as negative. I never want anyone to see a mid-year review as a discipline or like you need to do better. It should always be a point of celebration, and it should always be a point of gratitude, and it should always focus on the positives. And even if something does come up where you're like, okay, maybe I do need to take more action, or maybe I have been slacking, or maybe this is in my control and I haven't been doing the very thing that I need to do. That's not a negative. That is literally just a reminder, a positive reminder of, okay, here's how I can take that action. I know what I need to do, and I've needed that reminder because now's the time to do it. And then you can move forward and you can do that and, start seeing that movement, start seeing that abundance. So never see it as a negative. Your mid-year review is always positive. It's always a point of celebration, and it's always a point of pivoting, reflection, and resetting almost. I think the energy of this is very much reset of, okay, now we've hit that 6 months. What's worked well? What hasn't worked well? How can we hit that reset button and really focus and move forwards with that clarity over the next 6 months? So I really hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know what you got from this video, and obviously your biggest takeaway and what you found from doing the journaling prompts in the comments below, because I would absolutely love to know. And of course, I'm going to do more videos like this, so do make sure to subscribe if you're new here, because then you'll be notified of any new videos just like this, all on manifestation and law of attraction, as soon as they launch. So thank you so much guys for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below because I reply to them all. And don't forget you can join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you really enjoyed doing your mid-year review. I hope you have a fantastic week, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all on my next video, which will be on Tuesday. Lots of love.